Hi, my name is Theron Skees. I'm Walt Disney Imagineering Executive Creative Director for Disney Springs Project.
Can you talk a little about this transition that's happening between downtown Disney and Disney Springs?
Certainly, downtown Disney has been retail dining and entertainment district at Disney World for about 30 years, and we've had the great opportunity to tell a new story here and really convert it into our new property. We're very excited about Disney Springs.
What is the story that's central through Disney Springs?
Disney Springs is a really exciting story about a small town, like many Florida towns, that it grew up over time. Started in the, say, mid-1800s and grew all the way into the 60s. And our story is when Walt bought all the property for Walt Disney World, it converted into Disney Springs. Now, what's really cool about that is you think of adaptive reuse. So a building that was designed for another purpose and another time is now kind of filled with a brand new restaurant or a modern retailer. So you have the coming together of old and new in a really mashed up, very cool way.
Can you talk a little about technology from the perspective of the model that's behind you?
The model that's behind me is in our preview center here at Disney Springs, and what's really neat about it is it's the one of a kind. We start off as a white model, and it basically showcases from a development standpoint, the size and scope of our project, how many buildings, infrastructure, that kind of thing. But what's really different about it is that it magically converts into a fully rendered, fully animated model. And we kind of did that because we really wanted to set the bar high. It's not made for guests, it's made for all of our new tenants that are coming in, retail, dining, and entertainment. And it's been a very effective, high-tech tool that provides a really kind of astonishing view at what we're building out.
What have technology like tablets open up, which is running this model behind you?
What you don't see in the preview center is all of the tech that's back in our tech room, right? So it's, you think of digital mapping and projection technologies, that's kind of the type of thing that we are using here. It's completely created by Walt Disney Imagineering. You might be familiar with our castle shows that take place in our Magic Kingdoms, where we do very cool projections on the castle itself. Imagine that kind of technology, but done in a highly focused, very intensive way, because the viewers are, 3 feet away from the model. So instead of being on the Cinderella's castle, where you're viewing it 100, 200 feet away, here you're very, very focused. So we had to be extremely detailed with the way that we painted those areas with light. We do use a tablet to run the presentation, and that's just kind of the technology that we've leveraged. It gives the presenter a whole lot of power in their hand to highlight each individual area, talk about different districts and neighborhoods, and it's been really successful.
Creatively, how does technology impact you guys when you have these types of capabilities that weren't around 3, 4 years ago even?
The wonderful thing about innovation and technology at the Walt Disney Company is that we try to lever it in ways that sometimes are very seamless to our guests, right? So this white model behind me is a perfect example that when a tenant will come in, maybe they have seen a white model, dozens and dozens of times. And the magic of Disney is that you push a button and it completely comes alive. All the water's animated, the twinkle lights in the trees are moving. We love to be able to keep that technology hidden in that sense because it's a surprise and delight for those tenants. Sometimes we want the technology to be right up in front. We really want to showcase that, like in our Tomorrowland or someplace like that, where the technology really leads the story. That's kind of how we balance between the two.